Hello everyone, my name is Katie, I'm the Introverted Reader, and happy Halloween! I know that Halloween is tomorrow, and I know you're probably confused by the title of this video, because you're probably like, she's filming her wrap up now, but October's not over yet. That's very, very, very true. October's not over yet, but I'm not all that sure, because I'm gonna be working the next 2 days, and I don't really know if I'm gonna have the energy to film this again, and I really don't think I'm going to be finishing any more books in the next day or so. So, let's just get this over with, shall we? Now, the first book that I would like to talk about that I read in the month of October was our Introverted Reader Book Club pick of the month, and that is To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. I have a full review of this on my channel if you want to go and, watch it and get my full thoughts on this book. Overall, I was entertained, but I wasn't blown away. Do you know what I mean? I needed more. You see, it's a short book. I just needed more out of it, and I do really, really feel like the story could have been fleshed out a little bit more. Some of the characters could have been fleshed out a little bit more, but all in all, I was entertained. So there's that. The next book that I would like to talk about that I read in the month of October is Poor Unfortunate Soul by Serena Valentino. Me and my friend Caitlin actually buddy read this together. It's really, really short, as you can see. It's basically just a backstory. Well, not so much a backstory, because she's already a villain whenever whenever we're reading this. She's already evil, but it does sort of give a sort of skims over Ursula's backstory, if you couldn't tell who it was about by the cover. So basically, it's basically the story of the Little Mermaid, but from Ursula's perspective. Like, we all know the Little Mermaid story from the Little Mermaid's perspective, but this is like from Ursula's point of view. And it was, I haven't done a review for this on my channel because I didn't really have that much to say, but it's okay. But again, with To Kill a Kingdom, I felt like I needed more because it was just way, way, way too short, and it was pretty much the Little Mermaid. Like I said, it was a story that we all knew, and there was lines like directly from the Disney movie in here. And like literally an entire passage of her singing, I guess, Poor Unfortunate Soul, like the song is just printed out in here, which I found a little bit weird. But again, it was okay. I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads. And I do have the other books in this little villain sort of series that Serena Valentino has written, so I will definitely read the rest of them. And yeah. Next book I read in the month of October, 13 Minutes by Sarah Pinborough. This is a story about a girl who was found in a frozen lake, basically dead, and she was sort of medically speaking dead for about 13 minutes, hence the title, but then she ends up being resuscitated and obviously brought back. And she when she wakes up, there's sort of this underlying thing that her being there wasn't an accident, that someone maybe put her there, that like what really happened was someone trying to kill her, like what is going on. And how did I feel about this book overall? To be honest, I felt the same way about this one as I did whenever I read One of Us is Lying by Karen McNamara. I think a year or so ago I read that. I was underwhelmed, to be honest. I was kind of hoping for like a bigger plot twist at the end, but overall it was just sort of like, oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, alright. See, everything else was really, really good, but then we got to like near the end and I was just like, really? Really? You're going that route? Okay. I'm not saying that it wasn't good. I did really, I enjoyed the suspense, and I would be lying if I said that I didn't spend the entire time reading this, like pointing the finger at all the other characters thinking, did he do it? Did she do it? Was it them? Was it them? So I would be lying if I said if I didn't, you know, try and go along with the story and try and pinpoint for myself, you know, who could have been behind the whole thing. But, you know, overall the ending was a bit underwhelming. I think I give it either 3 or 3.5 stars on Goodreads. I'm not entirely sure, but let me know if any of you have read this and what you think of it. Now, the next book that I want to talk about is probably my most anticipated book of this entire year. I've literally been waiting for it for so long. And that book, my friends, Muse of Nightmares by Lani Taylor. Oh my goodness. I'm like matching it right now. I didn't even plan this, but oh my goodness, guys. Guys, if you haven't read Strange the Dreamer by Lani Taylor, you have to. It is the most beautifully written, intricate story that I've ever read in my life. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, if you know, Strange the Dreamer by Lani Taylor was my favorite book of 2017. I mentioned it in actually my very first video that I ever posted on this channel. I talked about it, and this came out a while ago there at the start of this month. It came on a Friday and I had it finished by the Monday. Like, I could not put this book down for the life of me. So basically, Strange the Dreamer, it's basically about our main character called Laszlo Strange, and he's a librarian, and he spent his entire life reading and researching about this lost city called Weep. Now, the city's name isn't actually Weep. Its real name was lost a long time ago, and basically it's a story about finding out the truth of what happened to this city and the people living in it. And that's all I'm gonna say, because I can't really give too much away because I don't want to ruin it, because you have to read it for yourself. And can we just talk about this cover for a second? I pre-ordered this so I could get the sprayed edges, and it's gorgeous. And I have Strange the Dreamer over there on my shelf, and they just look gorgeous next to each other. And I might try and rearrange my bookshelves again soon so that you can see them in all their glory next to each other. But like, oh my goodness, 5 out of 5 stars. This was perfect. This was perfection. I love it so much. Okay, the last lot of books that I read in the month of October. I had such an amazing reading month in October. Like, I've 4 physical books, and then I read literally the entirety on my Kindle, which is why I'm holding it up, of the Dragon School series by Sarah K.L. Wilson. Now, if you have not heard of this series, you need to, because it is absolutely phenomenal. I was on book 6, and I literally binge read book 6 all the way through to it's a 20 book series, and 18 books are out right now. The last 2 are going to be coming out very soon, and I'm so scared because book 18 left on such a cliffhanger and I'm dying. But like, if you haven't read this series, you have to. The books are so short, and but so much happens. It's about our main character called Alma Leafbrough. And basically she enrolls in this place called Dragon School. And basically Dragon School is a place where you basically choose a dragon and you train to become a dragon rider. And it's so cool. Like, the world is so amazing. Like, every different color of dragon represents something. Like, the purples are the messengers, the red ones are the warriors and the soldiers, the gold are politicians, the whites are soldiers, and it's just amazing. It needs to be a TV show. Like, I remember reading somewhere that the author said that she's not really a big fan of movies, big long stories, because you don't really get the full effect in a 2.5-hour movie. So she loves TV shows. So she wrote Dragon School as if you're watching a TV show, and that is exactly what it is. I need Netflix to pick up this TV show. Guys, I seriously think I might do a video where I talk about this whole like first season in depth, because I have things to say. I have things that I want to discuss with you guys. So like, please, can someone please tell me that they've read this series as well? Because I need someone to gush over with about it. Like, it's everything. So that is my October wrap-up, my massive October wrap-up. Granted, the majority of them are on my Kindle, but like, I read like way over 18 books this month, and I'm so just blown away. Like, and nearly all of them, I really enjoyed them. So that was a good reading month for me. So now that we're at the end of October, lads, what have you been reading lately? Let me know. What did you like? What did you not like? And for those of you that are members of the Introverted Reader Book Club, and if you are not a member, come and join us because it's a good time. Our book for November is going to be The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So I have it over there. It's on my shelf. I just can't be annoyed going to get it. And we have a poll going for our December book as well. So if you go onto the Facebook page, you can vote there for the December book. But The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is going to be our book for November. And yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching my wrap up. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.